And the Pacific Council represents something very important in our society, very important in democracies. That is the effort to educate and to engage our citizens in debate about the great issues of our time.
The idea that there ought to be such an organization, frankly, occurred to me, believe it or not, as a dream. California has the dimensions of a country. It ought to have such an infrastructure. On the East Coast, there was a tremendously well-developed set of institutions, but no such infrastructure existed on the West Coast. John Lovelace thought this was a brilliant idea, long overdue. One person I think you should talk to is my own son, Rob. He's creative and imaginative. I think he would, this is right up his alley. From the very beginning, he struck me as visionary, as entrepreneurial, as very well grounded, with a real important sense of priorities.
There are certain through lines that I think really define Rob Lovelace in some ways. First of all, he is exceedingly intellectually curious, interested in learning about science, art, learning about how to make wine. That applies equally to an investment firm and to a nonprofit like Pacific Council.
He has a mind like a steel trap. He nevertheless has a really remarkable grasp of foreign policy, a real understanding of how diplomacy is conducted and how the United States, where it sits in the world.
So where does Rob rank in terms of intellectual rigor? He's at the top. You would expect that from somebody who has led a major organization and who has guided the council over the many years that he has guided it. So at the very top.
Rob is the kind of person who rolls up his sleeves. He's not looking for the limelight. He's not looking to be the person who has the biggest name on a plaque. He's someone who wants to get stuff done.
I like to watch him watching. He doesn't just try and fill space. And then when he has something to say, he says it. Unflappable. So that's just one word. Since I'm kind of flappable myself, being unflappable for me is a real gift.
When you look at Rob's leadership style, you see somebody who is both deeply collaborative on the one hand and who isn't afraid to form an opinion, to make a decision, and to reach a conclusion.
He absolutely is without ego. He puts the organization that he's working with and the people that he's working with ahead of himself. Good example of that is stepping down from the management committee at Capitol several years before he had to, because he wanted to help a new team come in simultaneously so they could work together.
He understands that institutions don't run on strategy alone. They run on care, continuity, and the work it requires to listen, connect, and guide others forward.
When I joined Rob as co-chair, we had just finished 25 years or at about 25 years of history, and we were looking to the next 25 years. What would the council be, and who would it be relevant to? What would we do as the next generation came up?
I'd like to think that Rob's deliberate manner, his strategic way of thinking about the world, his commitment to openness, to fairness, to letting people be heard, to listening to others, reflects the Pacific Council and the way in which we relate to our members and to our community.
He really wants people to realize their own visions and dreams.
I was very fortunate to inherit a Pacific Council that already was a strong, solid organization. And what I seek to do is just expand it. What I'd like to do is bring the work of the Pacific Council to more people.
I knew Rob's father. And, their activity, their nonprofit commitment, their philanthropy is interwoven with Rob's business. Alicia is just a firebrand of laughter and fun, and I think she brings that part out of Rob.
In our family, his drive has always had a particular shape to it. With respect to our daughters, and know that one of them is married, they mean the world to him. From learning their dance routines to coaching soccer and softball, his style is one of inclusivity and understanding.
I mean, you have dinner with Rob, you have drinks with Rob, you go to a baseball game with Rob, you're gonna have a good time.
If Rob were an historical figure, who would he be? He'd be Warren Christopher, maybe with a more pronounced sense of humor. And why is that? It's because they're both the soul of the Pacific Council.
He would be Coach Wooden.
If Rob were to be a landmark here in Los Angeles, he would be the ocean. He is steady, he is constant, he is reliable, he is a force, and at the same time, a place that gives you calm and reassurance.
I was just in Poland and I saw a statue of Copernicus, and for whatever reason, Copernicus comes to mind in terms of being insightful, being globally oriented, and being logical.
I think of Rob as a conductor of a huge, glorious orchestra.
But I'm going to go with the world's largest ball of twine in Kansas because Rob is quirky, worth the detour, and deeply interesting.
He's not doesn't toot his own horn, and it's really very good that the organization is doing a little bit of tooting his horn to recognize him.
So, Rob, congratulations, well earned, well deserved, and I hope you have a great night.